Hello, and welcome to the Prison of Elders.
This is where they stored my grandpa.
Prison of Elders welcomes you.
I just said that, Ferrex.
Warden, yes.
Okay, so, Prison of Elders. This is what replaced the raid in House of Wolves. Also, apologies for a bit of a late video. I might have gotten a little stuck in Monster Hunter.
Imagine getting stuck in something that's kind of like an MMO. I don't know how that feels. I don't think Bungie do either. Oh.
Wow. Wow. Anyway, to talk about the Prison of Elders, this is man, I'm shook. The Prison of Elders is wave defense the activity, except you have little bonus side objectives that you've got to complete, and each round you're scored. You get a timer, you get a kill count, etc., etc. So I'm not showing off all of these because there is, I believe, 3 plus the actual one they want you to do for the actual end game. And then there's more that got released with the Taken King, which I will maybe do one. Probably not, though.
I'm assuming much like all wave defense modes in games, once you've played one, you play them all.
Kind of. Some of the order of which enemies you fight is different for each one, but the same basic premise applies for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So in this particular one, we're fighting a lot of Vex, and we're going to fight a lot of Hive.
Stand.
And what's interesting is that you can actually tell which enemies you're going to fight when you're in the little antechamber in the middle, based on the decorations of the room.
So it changes based on their architecture.
A little bit, yeah. But I was kind of pointing it out in the video, but I didn't mention it because I was too busy talking about why we were late with the videos.
Being late with videos. Don't know how that feels. Need to make videos to be late with them.
So yeah, there's not going to be a whole hell of a lot to talk about during this whole thing up until the last segment of it. Basically, we're killing Vex and we're killing Hive. You've seen it before, you'll see it again.
Oh, so this is meant to be a 3-person activity, but there's currently only 2.
That is correct. This does not get match made. You have to have a 3-person team heading into these. At least the ones that were released with the House of Wolves.
Or at least 2, apparently, as it turns out.
Well, I could have done the solo, except, let's just say the boss of this one is a big dick. And I don't mean that as in a big swinging dick, I mean that as in he's gonna slap you over the head with his big swinging dick.
I was gonna say, that's pretty sexually graphic for a Bungie game. Just a big swinging dick as a boss.
It might as well be. I really don't like it. So, yeah, we did the strike as a defender, and we're also doing this as a defender. Although later spoilers, I'm going to swap out of defender because I literally could not kill a thing to save my life. And as much as I love my buddy I-Name, he wasn't quite keeping up. Basically, he was my meat shield during this.
Makes sense.
Victory.
So what are the specific modifiers for this one?
So, okay, so for each wave, or not each wave, for each round you finish, or you start, rather, you get a set of modifiers. I believe this one was airborne, but I could be wrong. And then the next one will have a new modifier attached to it.
Oh, that was over quick.
That was not too bad. That round is okay. I mean, it's the Vex. As long as you know how to fight the Vex, you won't go too far in the wrong direction, you know.
You really could say that about all of them, right? If you know how to fight them, then you're going to be okay.
Pretty much. So
Obviously, some are more annoying than others.
definitely. So there you go. Active modifier for this one, grounded. Anytime you're in the air, you're going to take more damage. So stay on the ground, as you might tell from the name.
Here I was thinking you had to stay grounded so you didn't get electrocuted. Had to keep 1 point earthed. Way to trick me, Bungie. I never would have expected it.
Alright, so, those fallen... Well, yes, this one's going to be Hive, but the fallen slow mines, or whatever you want to call them, they're all over this arena, and all over all of the arenas. So, one of the first things you want to do when you actually walk into these is to find them and take them out wherever you can, like, at least in the opening and the, a few feet in front of the opening. That way you have some room to move.
So is this virtual reality, or where the hell did they get all these guys from?
Well, you see, this is the Prison of Elders in the Reef. This is where, one of the strikes on Venus mentioned the Prison of Elders and how the Fallen had managed to smuggle one of their, Archon priests out. Yeah, this is where he came from. This is where the Awoken keep most of their, least favorable enemies.
Okay, so, you know, all these guys, basically.
Yeah, basically. So here's one of our special objectives. We gotta kill that guy before he reaches a checkpoint. And of course, here's me running through all of the slow mines and just hoping to get ahead of him.
Why aren't enemies affected by slow mines? That's a interesting question.
I don't know. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I was able to take him out without too much issue. Unfortunately, I think iName got exploded.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of trouble there.
So in the Hive arena, basically your biggest obstacle would be the cursed thrall, as usual.
Of course, anything that explodes and causes damage to you is automatically the thing you want to avoid.
Yes, definitely. So, past the first round, Varix will give you gifts in the form of either a Scorch Cannon or some heavy ammo. I like it when he gives me Scorch Cannons.
Oh, I can't see why.
It's especially helpful with the Hive and the Thrall.
Oh, it's another you have to defeat him before he reaches the checkpoint?
Yep. Real simple when you've got a Scorch Cannon.
I can imagine.
Oh, yes.
Nice aiming, by the way.
Eh. So, the grenade I'm using, I don't like particularly much. You have to... Like, you can stick it on the wall where you know enemies are going to come out, but they're going to avoid it anyway. Like, they're going to stand back, or they'll already be passed by the time it sticks to the wall you're aiming at. So it's not my favorite. I prefer the sticky one.
Victory tells the tale.
Then again, I prefer most of the sticky ones to their contemporaries.
Seems like they actually did a decent job of restructuring the grenades in Destiny 2. So they're kind of each has their uses, but I mean still. Stick grenades aren't great, but pulse grenades are just the best. Why would you use anything else?
You know what? I actually used to use flashbangs in Destiny 1 over pulse grenades.
Time lost Vex, arise.
That was when I mained Titan in, well, that was when I mained Titan that wasn't a Sunbreaker.
So why is, what's his face talking to you through a teleporting... I'm going to assume that's, God. I've already forgotten their name, it's been this long since I've played Destiny 2.
A servitor?
Yeah.
I don't think Varix would be caught dead near the Prison of Elders, even though he officiates it. See, look, I tossed that grenade there and got like 3 things. They actually managed to walk into it.
Good job, I name.
Yeah. After we finally got finished with this, and let me tell you, the final runtime on this video is not the runtime of the actual event. This has been heavily edited.
Oh.
Yeah. He
4 hours?
He had no, maybe like 2 hours, but still way too long for something like this. And iName had words. He had words.
I'm gonna guess they were words that may be swearing in nature?
No, more like words of sadness and despair. Yeah, I mean, I had fun. He did not so much. I mean, as you've seen, he's unfortunately taken the brunt of the deaths, which is okay.
Because he's the meat shield. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That's
fine.
what you want a meat shield to do. If you as a meat shield aren't taking damage, then you're not a meat shield. You're doing the wrong job.
So hobgoblins still suck.
Naturally.
Thankfully, when you sword them, they don't shield. Mostly because they die in one hit. But, you know, details.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, that might be the reason.
So one of the
So what's
main things
the-
I really... Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what's the modifier for this one?
I honestly cannot remember. I
Fantastic.
think it might be Void Burn, which is why I'm using my sword a lot.
Yeah, what were you
So-
saying?
I was about to say, the one thing I really do enjoy about Defender Titan is how very, well, tanky they are.
Right.
And their melee ability, Force Barrier? Or no, Disintegrate, which leads into the buff Force Barrier, is quite possibly one of my favorite melee abilities in the game.
What does it do? Oh, it gives you an overshield. Right, okay.
Yeah,
Makes
it
sense.
gives me an overshield, and I've got it spec'd specifically so that I can reload and ready up my weapon faster, as seen here.
So Python relives his Call of Duty glory days and quick scopes. Shame on you.
Hey,
We don't-
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
We don't
I
talk
never
about the
had-
great quick scope wars, Python.
I never had glory days quick scoping in COD. What are you talking about? All I had were miserable failures and getting mad at the people who could actually quick scope.
Good observation there, Verix.
Yeah. They are
I mean,
good.
that's what he told you to do, so
Fight,
well-
win, live.
we'll disregard that one next up. I name.
Turn to Airlock, Guardian.
I mean, okay, so he has not played as much Destiny 1 as I have. So him taking unnecessary risks and damage and deaths, it's fine.
It's
mean-
whatever.
I still take unnecessary risks, damage, and deaths, even after playing this game for entirely too long.
Yeah, but I expect that of you.
Well, see, I'm recording for the internet, and if I don't take stupid risks and make videos interesting, then, I get complained at in the thread for hiding behind walls.
Bone walkers of the hive await.
Bone walkers.
Win!
It's just a decorative title. There's not actually any new enemies.
Damn. So how many of these are there?
There are 5 rounds per, I think, something like that. There's 4 rounds of normal enemies, and then the 5th round is a boss fight.
Right, so up for the 4th wave now.
Yeah, that's if I'm remembering it correctly. I think there's a few special cases, but for the most part.
So, what does your grenade actually do? Does it suck them into the center and do damage, or what?
No, it sticks to walls.
It's like a trip mine.
Basically. It's not even that, because it's not triggered by people walking near it. It's just, it sticks to walls, and then it damages things that walk near it.
That's terrible.
It's not good. But I was using it.
Is there a better grenade you could have used?
Definitely.
For shame.
Look, it's a grenade I hadn't used before, and now I know why I haven't used it before.
I think I can tell why.
So, unfortunately, sometimes I misjudge the lunge distance on my punches, so I look like a damn idiot trying to get my overshield.
This is when I name being alive would be a good idea.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, this follows sort of raid rules in which you have to wait 30 seconds before you actually can revive your teammate.
I'm assuming you mean Destiny 1 raid rules.
Yes.
Because in Destiny 2, there's no such thing as a time you have to wait for. There is in... what do they call? Not heroics.
Nightfalls.
Nightfalls, yeah. There are in Nightfalls, but it's generally like, what, 10 seconds? 15 seconds? It's not too long.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 25 to 30 in Nightfalls in there.
That sounds incredibly long.
It is.
Seek mines, destroy them.
Oh, new event. Gotta kill mines. And that's really easily accomplished just by shooting at them.
I feel like that's the answer to everything that the Guardians have to oppose them.
Well, you know, there is another kind of mine that we will see eventually. That you don't shoot them, you stand underneath them and defuse them. And Guardian down.
Requesting name change of thread to Guardian down.
So, note that this is a successful take.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That was a close one.
Mm-hmm. These things have quite a lot of health. They're meant for more than one person to be shooting at them. Or for that one person to have, like, exceedingly good weaponry. And while Suros' regime is generally considered exceptionally good, it's still not exactly mine disposal worthy.
Right. So why do I have this overarching feeling that Bungie are going to add this game mode to Destiny 2?
They may not. I don't know. I don't work at Bungie.
Maybe
Bungie, please
even
hire
in the
me.
next expansion. The reason I say this is because Destiny 2 is currently following the expansion trends of Destiny 1 to almost a T.
Yes and no.
Oh wow, he dived on the grenade to save his friends. That ogre's a champion.
Too bad there is no saving his friends. There's a guardian, a maniac on the loose with a sword.
Enemies come, Guardian. Thirst for your light. Seek mines.
So yeah, the second and third waves of the rounds with special objectives, they will have those special objectives and they'll both be the same one. Kind of a missed opportunity to mix things up a little bit, but you know.
Be careful, by the way, Python. Apparently they want to drink your light juice.
Mm-hmm.
What do you reckon light juice tastes like? I would guess
burning?
like I don't know, cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke? I don't know. I would probably, if anything, I would have to say something like effervescent, like a Sprite or a 7-Up or something.
Maybe the dew of a mountain.
Nah.
I reckon, actually, I changed my mind. It would taste like Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Oh, God. Listen, we've been over this. This isn't COD. Guardian down.
Except for the fact where, wait.
Have done it.
Oh my god, you're a slither. Apart from the part where, I can't remember what company Bungie did their thing with for
Activision.
Destiny 2. No. They like had them on a brand of chips or something.
Oh yeah. Well, they also advertised through Pop-Tarts with a promotional.
That's right, Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts. Yes, Pop-Tarts.
Well-known nerd food, Pop-Tarts.
That's right. Get all of your street Destiny 2 cred by buying a box of Pop-Tarts and getting double experience.
The only flavour of Pop-Tarts I buy are Doritos and Mountain Dew flavoured.
Oh God, please.
It's gamer fuel, Python.
That sounds disgusting. Why would you ever?
There probably is a Mountain Dew flavoured Pop-Tart.
You know what? I don't want to know.
I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. Add the Doritos in and I'm kind of just out of it. You've lost me. But no, Mountain Dew doesn't sound too bad. I mean, it would be like, you know, fluoro yellow and would probably glow in the dark, but...
Oh man. Okay, round 5. I think this is the last one. I mean, I'm going for a heavy ammo synth, so I'm assuming this is going to be the last one. Oh yeah, you see that one? Exposure? Fuck exposure.
What is it?
Okay, so your shields are increased, but they don't regenerate.
Gull rot. Unclean.
Does that mean from anything? So, like, even if you put your overshield on or your big orb thing, your shield won't regenerate?
There are specific instances where anything that says it will heal you, like Suros Regime will heal me, and that will regenerate some shield, but on its own, your shield will not regenerate. So I actually for this I swapped over to Sunbreaker because that anything I kill with solar damage heals me. Because I needed it. And I also needed the stopping power and killing ability.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, and here we have the main reason I fucking hate this boss. 10 seconds of literally not being able to move with a bunch of hives surrounding you. And you have to take out these ads before you start worrying about the boss, or else you're going to get swarmed. Of course.
Is that even with 3 people?
With 3 people, it might be better. I'm not entirely sure. I've never done this with 3 people. But with 1, it's impossible. With 2, it's still incredibly hard.
Yeah, Python's never done this with 3 people before.
So at this point, you know, I'm just sitting here throwing hammers at whatever the hell pops its face out. And even if they don't even pop their face out, I'm still throwing hammers at it.
Never stop throwing hammers.
Never.
There's a nail for every hammer you fire.
Indeed. So, I'm not actually using Galley on this, or Gallarhorn, rather. This was actually before... I recorded this before I actually had Gallarhorn.
Of course.
So I've recorded things slightly out of order, but, you know, whatever. Besides, I'm still using Suros Regime, so that was probably your number 1 tip right there, huh?
Well, wait, if this is the only one of these you're doing, does that mean next video is the next expansion?
Oh, no. This is the only regular Prison of Elders video I'm doing. The next one is the actual endgame finish for the House of Wolves.
Which is one of these?
Which is one of these. But special.
So there's one more video and then we move on to the next one.
Yeah, one more video, and then it is the Taken King. But we have a loose end that we have not tied up yet. You remember
Varix.
how... No, not Varix. We would never kill Varix. No. You know how at the end of the story videos we kind of chump... Oh, excuse me. We kind of chumped the fuck out of whatever the fuck his name was. The captain who went a little bit insane with power. Barked up the wrong tree several times. I'll remember his name eventually, I promise.
I'm assuming you mean the guy who leads the not the Iron Wolves, the House of Wolves.
No. The guy who led the House of Wolves. Skolas, that's his name.
That's what I said. The guy who ran it, led it, that thing.
Oh, I thought you said the guy who hates the House of Wolves. Anyway,
No.
Skolas. Yes, the guy who led them. He got captured by the Queen and her subordinates, but he's not dead yet. And what kind of guardian would we be if we didn't just murder everyone we came across that wasn't another guardian? And even then.
Because you are human, you have compassions.
So,
Oh my god, how are you alive?
you know, probably because iName was sitting out in the open when we got super slowed.
I'm more meaning you were being shot by the boss.
Yeah, I know.
He just missed you. So you barely lived by like one bullet missing you.
Yeah, I know. There's some skill involved in that, but there's also a hell of a lot of luck, I won't lie. But
I'm disappointed.
I was moving ever so slightly, almost imperceptibly to the left, where the boss couldn't hit me. And that's the story of how I lived.
Python, the guardian who lived.
So, yeah, in between waves, I'm really, really desperately trying to just pump as much as I can into the boss with the heavy ammo that I get. Which, thankfully, there's tons of it just lying around.
So here's a question. Because you're the Sunbreaker, right, and killing people with solar energy heals you, does that transfer to your sub-weapons as well?
No, unfortunately not.
Damn. Yeah, that was a very well-positioned super from iName.
Yeah, we kind of figured that if I was going to switch off of Defender, we would at least have one Defender to make up the difference. Since before this, iName was running Striker, actually.
Which I believe he runs in Destiny 2. I mean, I don't know who this guy is. Never met him before. Nice shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, just due to how difficult all of this is, I can't actually do what I would normally do for these videos. I have to hide. Otherwise, I will die, and we'd have to, you know...
Start all over again?
Yeah, that.
You know what I really like? I really like stairs. Just the underside of them. Sitting underneath the walkways that they connect to. Just stairs in general.
Do you like staring at stairs?
Oh, I do. I have a photo album full of stairs. Of me staring at stairs.
Right. Absolutely, makes sense.
I mean, they're called stairs for a reason, right?
But I promise this is nearly over. We've got the boss at least halfway down.
That's
at
fantastic. Oh, hey, it's time to throw hammers at people. My favorite time.
I love hammer time. It's my favorite time.
Also, I shake my head that supering doesn't clear the slow from you.
Oh no. No, in fact, they double stacked that shit. The ogre belched and slowed us, and then the wizard on top of it put a poison down.
Beautiful.
Isn't it just?
This already looks like fun. I hope they add this back into the game. Wait, what's his name? Gut Rot or Ghoul Rot?
Ghoul Rock. So when you see that message in the bottom left, that's your cue to get the fuck safe. And thankfully, iName was prepared.
What a good guy that iName is. I still wish you could shoot out of that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I guess it makes sense from a PvP standpoint. That would just be ridiculously overpowered to be able to do that.
Oh yeah.
But that's when you can make like a PvP variant and a PvE variant, which, you know, is a thing that's existed in all MMOs for a very long time. Which, you know, Destiny 2 is not an MMO. But, or Destiny's not an MMO.
There you go. Hammers win the day again.
Oh, hey, you upgraded an unlock for something. Or the other way around.
Are not.
Thanks, Verix.
Just don't mind the stats.
Beautiful. 330 kills to 98. 40 minutes.
I'm talking about the deaths. We had trouble. We had lots of trouble until I decided to go Sunbreaker.
See, I ignored it.
and then iName left because he didn't even want his rewards. He was sad.
So sad he didn't want motes of light, whatever they are.
So that motes of light aren't the only reward you get. You drop down here, and whoa! Would you look at that?
This
Shiny.
looks familiar in a way. Oh, so what's this doing in a prison?
I don't know. I just don't know. Nothing manacles.
It can be sort of...
They gave me a year 1 exotic for all of the trouble we went through.
So, you know, I can hand wave it away as maybe these are the items that the prisoners had on them when they were captured and thrown in jail, but I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.